Quote Retreat by Sandor. One quote, one reflection, one thought that could bring a moment of light and energy to your day. Join me as we take a look at today's quote. The quote is by Amy Schumer, born 1981. It reads, "I am a woman with thoughts and questions and shit to say. I say if I'm beautiful, I say if I'm strong. You will not determine my story, I will." Let's take a moment together to explore the messages within this quote. Have you ever noticed how the most powerful statements often come wrapped in the most casual language? There's this quote from Amy Schumer that's been making waves. "I am a woman with thoughts and questions and shit to say. I say if I'm beautiful. I say if I'm strong. You will not determine my story, I will." And it's completely transforming how people think about self-determination.
You know what's fascinating about that quote? The way she deliberately uses casual language to deliver this really profound message about autonomy and self-definition.
Exactly right. And what's really interesting is how this philosophy shaped her entire career trajectory. Starting out in those gritty New York comedy clubs, she was constantly being told what a female comedian should be, should look like, should talk about.
The way she handled that early pressure really set the tone for everything that followed, didn't it? Instead of conforming, she basically created her own category.
Oh my gosh, yes! And you can see this evolution so clearly in her work. Like in Inside Amy Schumer, she took on these really complex social issues about gender and power. But she did it in a way that made people both laugh and think deeply about their own assumptions.
That reminds me of something really interesting about her impact on the comedy industry. Before her, there was this unwritten rule that female comedians had to fit into certain boxes. Either the pretty one, the self-deprecating one, or the shock value one.
Well, that's what makes her approach so revolutionary. When she says, "I say if I'm beautiful, I say if I'm strong," she's literally taking control of these narratives that have traditionally been used to pigeonhole women in entertainment.
You know what really stands out to me about her influence? The way she's managed to maintain this message across different mediums, from stand-up to television, to her book, The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo.
And speaking of her book, can we talk about how it spent 18 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list? That's not just success. That's proof that her message about owning your narrative resonates with a massive audience.
So what do you think it is about her approach that connects with so many people?
Well, I think it's the combination of raw honesty and strategic intelligence. Like, take her film Trainwreck. She wrote and starred in it, right? But instead of just making a typical romantic comedy, she created this character that challenged every convention about how women should behave in movies.
The way she approaches criticism is pretty remarkable too. Remember when she faced that backlash about her appearance in 2016? Instead of apologizing or changing, she just doubled down on her message of self-determination.
That's such a good point. And you know what's really powerful? The statistics show that after that incident, her social media following actually grew by 23%. It's like people were responding to this authentic voice that refused to be silenced.
The ripple effects of her influence are pretty remarkable. When you look at the newer generation of comedians coming up now.
Oh, absolutely. And here's something interesting. Since her breakthrough, We've seen a 40% increase in female-led comedy specials on major streaming platforms. That's not just correlation, that's her actively changing the landscape.
The way she's handled her evolution into different life stages really demonstrates this philosophy in action too.
You know what's fascinating about that? When she became a mother, everyone expected her to soften her message or change her style. Instead, she used it as another opportunity to challenge expectations, being brutally honest about the difficulties of pregnancy and motherhood.
That authenticity really seems to be the key to everything she does, doesn't it?
Well, that's what makes this quote so powerful. It's not just words, it's a blueprint for living authentically. And the data backs this up. Her approach has led to 3 Emmy nominations, a Tony nomination, and a Golden Globe nomination, all while consistently challenging industry norms.
Looking toward the future, what do you think the lasting impact of this philosophy will be?
You know, I think we're already seeing it. More women in entertainment are demanding creative control, speaking their truth, and refusing to let others define their worth. It's like she created this permission structure for authenticity that's becoming the new normal.
That's really going to reshape how future generations approach self-expression and identity, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's perhaps the most powerful legacy of this quote and her work, showing that success doesn't require conformity, that authenticity can be your greatest strength, and that owning your narrative isn't just about personal empowerment. It's about creating space for others to do the same.
With that, we conclude this exciting episode. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd appreciate a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Your support truly helps this channel grow. See you again tomorrow. Yours, Sandor.